everybody, welcome to the Grey Man channel again, and I've got another vinyl video that I'll be doing for the next quite a few weeks. I'm here with my dad, my daddy-o, Catman Jack, love him. And he's going to show you his vinyl now. I've been doing like all my vinyl, I've done all my mate Eric's vinyl practically, and now my daddy-o's going to show me his records.
It's going to take years.
It's going to take a while. Well, depends how many, depends how many you've got, but... Right, so how long have you? Well, do you remember your first record that you bought? Your first vinyl that you bought?
The very first vinyl could have been a 45 or an LP. You know, I'm not particularly sure, but at the time it was rock and roll. It was all going on, you know, with Bill Haley and the Comets and Elvis.
Yeah.
Gene Vincent was one of my favourites.
Yeah.
And I remember buying a number of LPs by Gene.
You don't remember what your very first record was as a kid, even?
Not the very
Did
first.
you buy any? Did you buy any like 40s stuff when you was a little nipper, or did you not have a record player in the house at that point, or I don't know?
Well, yeah, we did have some early 50s stuff. There was before rock and roll came out. That was played it on a Ferguson radiogram. Very good it was, a lovely one.
Right. How big were they in them days?
Oh, it was walnut. It was a lovely big one.
Yeah. Took up half the room, didn't it? Like a sideboard.
Yeah, so I can't remember the very first record I rock on. There's so much rock and roll going on. I just all went into one really. All rock and roll records I played.
Do you remember the first rock and roll song you heard on the radio that made you go, "Wow, this is the music for me"?
Probably "Rock Around the Clock" by Bill Haley and the Comets.
Yeah. Right, well, another thing, in case people don't know, I help out my dad. He does a podcast called Catman Jack's 50s Hop, and we're doing our 50th show this month. Tomorrow night we're doing that, so I'm going to start doing his vinyl with him as well. So if you're interested in any of this vinyl, tune into his show. The link is down below in the description, and you can check out the show. All 50 shows will be up in the blog for you to have a listen to if you want to. Basically, we have a few drinks and we talk. Play some records, and we have a laugh, don't we?
Yeah, matter of say, it was all CDs we play.
Yeah,
actually.
But that's the thing is you don't click vinyl anymore, do you? You've moved on with the technology. Because some people have vinyl buffs and they'll buy...
Vinyls come back again in a big way apparently, but I prefer just to play the CD.
Yeah, it's for simplicity's sake.
I do play it. We have been copying vinyl onto CD, haven't we?
Yeah, we're converting your vinyl.
I've got quite a lot of my vinyl on CD now.
Because even when you DJ, it's all with all CDs as well, isn't it? You DJ with Southend,
that's right,
every other weekend.
No vinyl anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, but we're going to go for your vinyl anyway. So just go for it. We're trying to do it sort of A to Z if we got it all in alphabetical order. Right. And it's just got any memories you've got of anything, just show it off to the people.
Well, this is occasion a guy called Johnny Allen, and his famous song was
called... I'll hold up to the camera for a bit. People like to see it. As you talk, you can talk.
His famous song was called The Promised Land, which was also recorded by Chuck Berry and Elvis Presley. And I never had it by Johnny Allen, and I bought this album because it's quite a good song out at the time called Good Timing Man, and this is on here.
Right. I don't think you've played it on his show yet, have we? Is it really...
Not this one, no, I haven't copied it.
Any Johnny Allen, I remember that name Johnny Allen. Have we played it on the show before?
We played Promised Land, I think.
Oh, we may have done, right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay, cool. And do you remember when you bought this?
There's some Reckless Records, I think, or
right. That one in Camden, or
one
Berwick
of
Street,
those
whatever it was.
And actually, I went to see Johnny Allen. That's the reason, also. I probably bought that album. I was seeing Johnny Allen live. I'm sure it was at that pub you go in now, that small little pub in Camden.
What, the Unicorn?
Unicorn.
We're back
Not the Unicorn, no.
The Devonshire Arms?
Yeah, Devonshire Arms. I'm pretty sure that was the pub.
What kind of year would that have been in?
That was in the 70s.
Sometime in the 70s. Before it was a goth bar, before it turned into a rock metal bar or whatever.
That's right.
You reckon you might have seen him in there? It was quite a small bar.
Yeah, I know, it was a small bar.
That's cool. Because there's still quite a rock and roll scene in Camden, isn't there?
Yeah.
What's that other pub where you went into a few times?
The Elephant's Head.
Elephant's Head, I thought it sounded with elephants.
Also,
elephants never forget, but I couldn't remember.
You had Camden Lock.
What
was that big?
Dingwalls?
Dingwalls.
I remember you used to go down there a fair bit, didn't you?
Quite a lot, quite a lot. It used to be quite often.
Good Timing Man, this album's called.
Yeah.
Cool. Any more of his, or have we got next?
I've got him on CD, actually.
Yeah. So most of your stuff is CD now. You've got loads of CDs. Maybe we'll go through them sometime in the future, but maybe we'll see.
Well, we'll go on to Chuck Berry because obviously everyone knows Chuck, and
so that's the only A you've got in it. That one,
the only A. I've got 3 Chuck Berry LPs.
I'll hold them up. You can carry on talking.
Chuck Berry's Golden Decade.
A double album.
Yeah.
Gatefold. Chess Records. That's one of the old labels, which is really well known, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how old do you reckon this record is then?
Oh, they're all.
Are they original?
These were later
ones.
Yeah, maybe.
Like a retrospective
in
or
the
something.
60s, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of this was.
This one, is Golden Decade from 1955 to 1965. This is what this one is.
In the 60s.
So all the classics from the first decade of his career.
This one I remember this one. Chuck Berry on stage.
Yeah.
Right. I can tell you a story about this one.
Yeah.
It's a bit scratched. Because what happened, I remember we were going to a party once.
Yeah.
And so I was in the car.
Right.
And somehow, when we opened the door, the LP fell out onto the road.
Oh, right, bloody hell.
A bit scratched.
Your sleeves all sewn up. Is that what happened when you...
Yeah, I think that's what it fell out. I was going to a party.
Was he drinking already?
Well, no, I don't know if I was drinking already, but I happened to have them and they slipped out. Yeah, we was going to play them at a party.
Oh, right.
And
they went for a burn.
Yeah, it's good tracks though on here.
What's the condition of the vinyl like? It's not scratched inside though, is it?
I think it is actually.
They're not too bad. Let's have a look. No, look at the scratches on there. Oh my dear me.
That's where it went.
I don't know if you can see that. this vinyl has seen better days, poor thing. Look, it's got a massive scuff.
I never play it.
A massive scuff on that side.
Because it went out of the cars.
Yeah, we rolled down the street, didn't it? It looks like it got run over by a bus.
Slid down the street. That's funny.
Oh dear.
That's interesting, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. poor old Chuck Berry.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a shame that. I like that record. Anyway, another one of Chuck Berry.
Can they have like professional cleaning service? Can they kind of clean it up and get rid of the scratches? It's not really.
No.
Right, what's that? The London.
London Chuck Berry says when he came over to London.
Right.
And what date's that?
It's a gatefold, but it's only one record though, by the looks of it.
I think it's only the 70s, wasn't it?
You seen him live?
Yeah, this was Chuck Berry on stage.
Did you see him live at a gig?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I'm not thinking it was this gig.
Right, but you have seen him in London before.
Live, yeah.
Do you remember the venue or support or anything like that? Or even the year?
Yeah, what's that? Finsbury Park Empire.
Okay.
It was called then, and then.
Right. That wasn't the one that turned into the rainbow, was it?
Yeah, that was the rainbow afterwards.
Yeah. It shut down ages ago now,
It's called Finsbury Park Empire when I went.
Yeah, I could show off the... So that was, what's that, 70s?
Yeah. Early 70s.
So it's a gatefold, but it's only got one album, this one. Let's just have a look through it. I'm not going to show you the actual record itself because it's probably not going to be coloured vinyl. Let's face it. They don't have coloured vinyl in the days.
That didn't fall out of the car.
No, that's good.
I didn't have that one with me.
Right, let's have I showed you this one. There's a track on here called London Blues, I think. London Berry Blues.
Yeah.
Is that a song you made just for the tour?
Respect for the show.
Yeah.
As a London...
My Dingaling's on there.
Oh yeah.
I remember you playing this one as a kid because you remember you playing My Dingaling's. There's a long version on here as well, extended version.
Yeah.
We used to find it highly amusing as kids and you'd play My Dingaling.
It's not one of his rock and roll best.
No, it's not. It's a bit of a novelty, isn't it?
Novelty song. Rude.
Yeah. That's another Chess Records as well, that one, isn't it? Another one on Chess. Are they still going as a label, Chess Records? I'm not really sure, do you know? No, they're one of the ones from the 50s, aren't they?
Yeah.
Where are they based? Any idea?
It's, oh yeah, he's,
can't remember off the top of your head.
I think part of,
was it a subsidiary label, was it?
yeah, what's the name? Blues play,
Not Sun?
Chicago.
Oh, right.
Chess was Chicago.
Oh, right, it was from Chicago, the label was from Chicago.
Mm.
Okay. Right then. Who's this guy? I never seen
This guy's a rhythm and blues artist.
Tiny Bradshaw.
Tiny Bradshaw.
So it's a tribute to him. Is it actually his records or is it somebody else doing his stuff?
No.
It's all him by the looks
It
of it.
is all him. Sing was the label.
Okay, let's hold it up for the people. Alright. Do you remember much more about him?
It came, I bought him quite late when I went away from rock and roll a bit.
Right.
discovering rhythm and blues, the early stuff.
Yeah.
And the tracks I liked on there, Well Oh Well was on there, which I liked very much. And Train Kept a Rolling,
Right.
which also was done by Johnny Burnett Trio, the rockabilly side of it. He did a Train Kept a Rolling, but this was Tiny Bradshaw who wrote it.
Okay, cool. I think we might play Tiny Bradshaw. I'm not sure.
We
The name's familiar. Yeah.
We played Well Oh Well up there.
Right. Okay. And so a lot, but back in them days, everyone used to cover each other, didn't they? You did rock and roll versions of songs and country versions of songs and everything, didn't you?
It's right.
Quite a lot.
There's a lot of cover versions on both sides, like rhythm and blues.
Yeah.
Quite by the rockabilly artists.
Yeah. Nothing inside this in the sleeve, so that's cool. Right. And what's this next one? This is one you bought recently. I can't.
No. This one.
You showed it to me recently.
I remember buying this from a guy who was selling all his albums up.
Right.
It was in a shop actually somewhere. I forget where it was, but he was the actual owner of the shop.
Right.
But not the owner, maybe the employee of the shop.
So he was working in the shop.
Yeah, and he was selling a lot of his vinyl.
Okay.
And
was it a record shop? It was actually a record shop, was it?
Yeah, it was in a record shop, but he was only working there, but he had all his vinyl to sell.
Yeah.
And I've only heard Buster Brown on a song called Fannie Mae, which he made quite famous.
Right, and that's the first one on the side one of this one.
Yeah.
So there's the front
cover.
This
is a fantastic looking album, you know, with all the colourful...
yeah, it's an interesting picture on the front there, isn't it?
On it, pictures of the black rock and roll.
Yeah, they look like having a party, aren't they?
Having a party. And some good tracks on it. I really like the album.
There's a dog there with a bottle of whiskey in his hand.
It's like the other album I got, isn't it, with Dr. John and all those. Oh, that's good. That is all. I forget that one.
Similar artwork.
Yeah, well, artwork is brilliant with Dr. John.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. This was from 1976.
Yeah.
You've got to think maybe the depictions on the front of the cover there might be frowned upon if it was put out nowadays as being like caricature or something like that.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm assuming the Buster Brown was quite alright with it. Raise a ruckus tonight, isn't it? Raise a ruckus tonight. That's what they're doing. They're having a jolly good ruckus there.
Yeah.
But it's all good fun. The kids are dancing with the adults. The dogs are dancing with bottles of whiskey. And many of the women are all having fun. Smoking cigars. Playing the accordion as well. There's an accordion on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great artwork.
Yeah.
Then I come on to a blues singer now called Lonnie Brooks. Hot Shot. And it was...
Seeing the prices going up. One of the early ones you read was £2.99. This one's £4.99.
Yeah.
Do you remember much about this one?
What shop? No, well, I used to go to that's Rhythm Records.
Rhythm Records, yeah.
Camden Town.
Yeah.
I used to go there a lot to buy vinyl. I used to work in Camden.
Yeah.
I was in the post office.
There was one in Islington as well, wasn't there? Didn't you used to go to Islington a fair bit?
No, you're talking about Reckless Records.
Oh, was it Reckless Records in Islington? Right, Rhythm Records.
This is Rhythm Records.
Right, it's in Camden.
Rhythm Records. I don't know if it's still there now.
No, not too sure.
And I heard a track of his and I liked it very much. It's called Don't Take Advantage of Me. It's the first track. It's a real funky blues song. I also call it funky. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So I don't think I played it on the show, but I take advantage.
I don't think so. I'm not too sure. That's one to put in mind for a future show.
Basically, it's when I went to listening to blues a bit more, you know.
Yeah.
And I do like up-tempo blues more than slow blues.
Talking about how was your musical development then? Because in like heavy metal we talk about how we sort of what band got us started, and then we kind of move on to other sort of genres and other kind of stuff. So you started off as rock and roll, and then you went on to blues afterwards, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Was you sort of like moving backwards in time because blues is?
Yeah, because really, in truth, how that all started off was really because of the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
I think who went back to listening to Howlin' Wolf and recording his songs, and John Lee Hooker and people like that. And,
yeah.
When I heard the Stones, I did like the Stones in the 60s, and I wanted to get to listen to originals.
Right.
And that's what I did. I went back to all these.
So you did like the Stones, you didn't like the Stones?
I did like the
Stones. You did like the Stones,
yeah,
I didn't catch what you
Stones, yeah,
right. And that's what made you influenced you to go
yeah,
and check
that
out what they're...
them, didn't it? Blues influenced them.
So you
I
wanted to check it out?
Check it out.
That's cool.
How they
It's got quite a good write-up about Lonnie Brooks. It says, heard about Lonnie Brooks? The guy's got a snarl and a sob in his voice. There's firepower in his guitar and his band jams with abandon. There you go, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So yeah, so that's... So what about rhythm and blues? Where does that come in?
Well, rhythm and blues we just discussed with Charlie Bradshaw.
Yeah. Well, when did you start listening to that? Was that
that was
after the blues or...?
No, that was before the blues. Because rock and roll was obviously a mix of country and rhythm and blues.
Right.
When they played rock and roll, and of course rhythm and blues tracks, rhythm and blues albums were out.
Yeah.
I didn't know too much about them either, because it was all rock and roll and rockabilly that we were really...
Yeah, that's what exploded, wasn't it? Onto this,
going, yeah. The rhythm and blues came a bit later, because they were early. I mean, rhythm and blues was earlier than rock and roll.
Yeah.
As you know, I told you they like the looks.
But you didn't discover it till afterwards.
No.
Yeah.
And early 50s onwards.
That's cool. So you liked rock and roll, then you wanted to check out the older music.
Yeah.
So that's how you worked.
And of course, you had doo-wop as well at that time.
Yeah.
Coming through with rock and roll and...
You got a bit of doo-wop, but yeah, just all that kind of era.
It's not my favourite genre.
No.
But some of I like up-tempo stuff more. I don't like too many slow stuff.
Right, yeah.
Now this guy, that's his Roy Buchanan.
Second album. It's literally called Second Album.
He's a guitarist actually. He's a good guitar and he sings on it, but he's noted for his really good guitar playing. There he's back there, look.
So I'll roll a bit closer. There you go. He's relaxing with his guitar. What has he got? Do you know anything else about him? Is his first album called First Album by any chance, or you're not too sure about it? You never really collected like everything.
No,
you're not like a vinyl purist where you collected every album.
No, I never
just
did
whatever
that.
caught your fancy.
If I saw something in the shop,
yeah,
and I thought I took a shine to it, or I haven't seen it, I haven't heard it before.
Yeah,
maybe
cool.
I thought I'd buy it. It's
a bit like me. I used to.
It's like there's a track on here called "Treat Her Right," This is great. And also George Thorogood does that song.
Is that the same one?
Right, yeah, it's the same song.
Cool.
Treat Her Right.
But he never wrote it though. Roy Head.
Roy Head has sung
so
that.
He's a cover. He covered it.
Yeah,
basically.
Roy Head sang it first. I remember that Roy Head version.
Right, cool. So you sound like you're a bit like me when it comes to buying records. Like I'd pick up a record, I'd look at what bands they thanked on the thanks list, what T-shirts they were wearing. There's like a bit of detective work to see if I thought I'd like them or not.
Yeah.
So what was it that would draw you to pick up an album? Like if they had a guitar basically, was that or the names of the songs, that kind of thing?
Because you could read it on the vinyl somewhere what they would like.
You got an idea from what songs they were covering and that kind of stuff. Because covers were a lot bigger back in, practically every album had a cover on it more or less, didn't it? I think got even like in the 70s, some of Elric's records have all got covers on.
Cover versions.
Yeah, all got cover versions. Yeah, it's just kind of like quite a popular thing. I'm not sure they're still doing it nowadays. I mean, kind of albums are. I don't know, albums still that relevant nowadays. It's more in the pop world. I suppose they're still relevant in serious music circles, aren't they? But when it comes to pop music, and it's not really a relevant thing, is it? But pop music is all about covers, though, isn't it? They're just rehashing old songs over and over
making
again.
Making them into pop songs, I suppose.
Oh, here's one of your favourites, isn't it?
Yeah. Johnny Burnett.
You got a few?
Yeah, and I've got CDs by him.
Oh yeah, you got a few.
But one's a Johnny Burnett trio and one's Johnny Burnett
solo.
Solo, and also I've got him when he did pop.
Oh,
right. He came out like in the early 60s. But the Johnny Burnett trio was the rockabilly side of him. In 1955.
But he had a really long career, didn't he? Didn't we have this conversation before? Didn't he start when he was 16 or something?
Career, actually.
Oh, was he? Who was the one who started when he was...
He died, he got killed in a car crash.
Who was the one who was started when he was 16 and he was still going and he got popular over in the UK again? No, I don't remember.
No, Johnny Burnett had a short career,
right,
actually.
Okay.
Because he got killed, and his brother also was Dulcie Burnett.
Right.
Who was part of the rock and roll Billy trio.
Yeah.
They died in a boat accident.
Okay.
Dulcie. And they're on here.
Trying to think of who I was thinking of then. Who was the one we played? One time we played one guy, 2 songs on the show.
Charlie Gracie.
I don't know. We played one when he was 16. He was really young, and then we played another
Oh
one.
no! I know that is. That's
Let me hold these up for people to look at while you try
Yeah.
and think. Right, so this is a double album. It's a double album. This one, the legendary Johnny Burnett Rock and Roll Trio. You can see them there with their guitars.
All his big hits on, well, hits I
That
call
cover.
it. All his top songs on, top
Yeah.
rockabilly songs.
So this is his early career, was it?
Yeah.
Right. Have you worked out who that other guy was it that I was talking about?
Yeah, I'll tell you in a minute. We did this one already.
Right, yeah. There you go. So just to show you those ones again. We've spoken with what we wanted to say about them, haven't you?
Yeah.
Right.
Then there was another one there with
I think we showed
recordings that it was Johnny Burnett with parts of the band of Trio and different band members.
Yeah.
They did different, more popular songs, poppy rock
Different
and roll.
age, so it's probably
Yeah.
just
It weren't
adjusting
so much-
to the time,
It
wasn't it? I
weren't so
suppose.
much rockabilly as
Yeah.
the Johnny Burnett Trio.
It's got a timeline on the back here going on right to 79, so
Yeah.
that's when Dorsey died of a heart attack at his home in Los Angeles, apparently.
Oh,
We worked out who that other guy I was thinking of, wasn't it?
Ronnie Dawson.
Ronnie Dawson was one I was
He
thinking
started
of.
at 16.
Yeah, we
well,
played a couple of them more.
He'll be coming up under the D's.
Yeah, you've got a few of them then.
I've got a few of them.
Yeah, cool. Right, there's another Burnett. No relation, or is this?
No, it's a Swedish guy.
Oh,
Hank
right.
C. Burnett.
Oh, that's right. We played him, didn't we?
Yeah, and
The C was-
you read about him.
That's right. He took his name
He
from
took his
three different
name from-
eyes, didn't he? Was it
yeah.
Hank Williams?
Hank
Chet,
Williams.
someone was it?
Chet Atkins.
And Johnny Burnett, I
Johnny
suppose.
Burnett. He took his name, and
Oh, right,
basically,
cool.
it's all electrified.
I didn't realise we had a load of albums by him as well.
Rockabilly, yeah, he's all free. I liked him. At
Did you
the
buy these
time.
recently, or these?
No, in the
these-
70s.
Okay, so we didn't know. I didn't realise he went that far back. Yeah, £4.49 for an album. So the Hot Licks and Fancy Tricks is,
And of
of
course,
course, the legendary Hank C. Burnett. So he's Swedish, you say?
yeah, Swedish. And of course, he was doing rock and roll, rockabilly. It was really electrified type of music.
Different guitar tone, I
No,
suppose.
he did it. He had a special system.
Well,
Of
I
course,
mean-
there's the ducktail on the back, the famous 1950s haircut. The ducktail.
The old DA,
Yeah.
and you had a quiff at the front.
Yeah.
You've got a rock and roll barber you go to, yeah. Your barber's a rock and roll. This is called Don't Mess With My Ducktail, this album.
Yeah. There's a song called Don't Mess With My Ducktail.
On this album, I take it, I suppose.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
the original.
Oh, it's a cover then,
Don't
yes.
Mess With My
I suppose there's
Ducktail.
lots of covers. The loud bopping sounds of 50s and 60s rockabilly fill the air. Downtown Nashville, a truck stop in Tennessee with an oily fingered rockola juke machine. So jukebox. There you go, so that's what he's all about.
That's right. And Don't Mess With My Ducktail was a 1950s rockabilly song before he covers it. Of course, there's one of the cars I used to drive in the 50s.
Rockabilly Gasaruni, is that?
Yeah.
Rockabilly Gasaruni. So there's there's the front, the making out on Lover's Lane or whatever. And on the back it looks like a cop's pulling them over or something.
Quite impressive
cops
artwork on these
Got them on Lover's Lane.
1950s rockabilly albums, aren't they?
Did you get this from this record tape and video exchange
Yeah,
in Notting Hill
yeah.
Gate? Oh, yeah, me and Noah have been talking about going there actually.
Yeah.
Just pick up some second-hand vinyl.
I don't know if they're still there.
No, there's actually there's a comic and book exchange which is still there. I think this might be on the
They weren't all
same.
bought in that shop. This was
No, not all.
Ribbon Records, which is in Camden Town. That
Right.
one again, I went.
Did he ever come over to England and play
Oh, I've never
gigs?
seen him. No, I've never.
Is he still going today? You
I
know.
think he is. Yeah. So,
I like the way he calls himself the legendary Hank C. Burnett. Was that on his first album as well? Did he decide that he was legendary as soon as he started? Guitar Nelly, red Cadillac and a black moustache.
yeah, of course, that's a cover verse as well.
Yeah.
By Warren Smith, 50s
This
artist.
record label is Sonic Productions, which is based in London. West 11 in London.
Oh yeah. So
So,
he was a Swedish.
yeah.
He's Swedish.
Let's get these the same way up. So when you put them away, hopefully they'll go in. I'm not too sure if you go left to right or right to left in your cupboard, but I'll put
Right to left.
I've got them all around then. But you have to sort them all out before you put them back away. Right, and this is the last album, isn't it?
Under
Beats.
the Bees, yeah.
Yeah.
Sam Butera, Jump, Jive and Wow, which was part of the Louis Prima band. Right, Sam Butera, one of his great songs of rock and roll, although he wasn't accredited to be a rock and roll artist,
Right.
but this song called Bim Bam,
Okay.
they picked it up on the rock and roll scene, and they all love jiving to that song.
Right, but it's not actually a rock and roll song, but it's been adopted by rock and rollers.
It is basically.
Isn't it Bim Bam
Blues.
Records?
Yeah, Bim Bam Records.
Yeah.
They took the name from
Yeah,
Bim
yeah.
Bam Records from this song.
Yeah.
Bim Bam, yeah.
Is that one you buy your records from?
Yeah,
You told me about.
yeah,
That's right. Bim Bam.
CDs,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, your CDs from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it quite funny? You phoned me the other day to make an order, and you recognised the guy you was talking to on
Yeah,
there. Was that
oh,
someone
yeah,
you
yeah,
played
yeah.
on our show or something? What was it?
What the DJ? He's a DJ.
Oh, it was another DJ, was it?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Cool.
On Bim Bam Records.
So a bit of saxophone on there by the looks of the
he
picture
is
on the
a
front.
sax player, Sam Butera.
Right. And you got like a bit of a brass section on the back there. You got a trumpet and a saxophone by the looks of it.
Yeah. Well, they're
And we have played these on the show, haven't we, as
big
well?
band, yeah, ton
Yeah.
of bricks. There's quite a number of rocking songs on there.
Yeah.
They're basically big band, what we call big band sound.
Right.
There's
But like a
2 or
bit-
3 rock and roll songs on there, which are quite popular for the dancers
Yeah.
today.
So what era is this? Is this before rock and roll? Or was it more
Basically,
around about the same time?
same time, or maybe just before rhythm and blues, sort of a big
Right.
band, probably early.
Back it says Louis Prima,
Louis
Sam
Prima,
Butera,
so
and the Witnesses.
Sam Butera, yeah, Louis
Yeah.
Prima was the main band. And Louis Prima's made quite a lot of songs as well.
Yeah.
Sam Butera is part of the band. Louis Prima's also got some what we call swingy type of rock and roll. They all like jiving to those songs.
So good tune. There's something you play when you're DJing live and when you play.
Yeah.
We played it as well on the show,
Yeah,
haven't we?
right. Yeah,
Right, so
very
that's it then. With all your A's and all your B's, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do these videos weekly or monthly,
good.
but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully we do it weekly because otherwise if you do it monthly, it takes 2 years to get through the alphabet. So we'll try and do it weekly. But yeah, make sure if you want to check out Catman Jack's 50s Hop, the link is down below in the description for the video. That will lead you to the blog and all of the shows that we do, all up there. You can listen to them anytime, and you'll get, was it rocking and rolling, bopping and strolling, jumping and jiving?
50s Hop.
Yeah. So make sure you tune in if you like your rock and roll, and subscribe to the channel so you can find more stuff about my dad's vinyl.
Okay. Until the next time when we'll be going on to the seas.
Yeah. See you next
Okay.
time.
Bye for now.